Hello, my name is Adam Wise, and this is my presentation about Stack Overflow. Stack Overflow is a code sourcing and sharing website in which a user answers a problem another user has with their code and provides an example of a working code of the user's problem. The amount of problems on Stack Overflow means that most coding problems have at least one example of a correct solution of what you can complete the project. And if you have a problem that you can with your code, you can usually find someone else with the same problem in Stack Overflow and copy the answer of their problem and put it in your own project. And if not, you can revise their solution to fit your needs. And this process is very common with developers, including professional developers. But there is some controversy whether professional developers really should be just taking random code off the internet and instead of creating everything that themselves what they're paid to do. But in order to analyze this problem, we need to look at the goals of a successful software company. And the first goal is to complete all necessary project requirements. It's pretty simple. Any company needs to create what they're paid to create. If a company is paid to make cars, they better make a car with all the features that they want. And the same thing goes to a software development company. If a company is paid to make a fitness app with features like heart rate monitoring, step count, and gym tracking, then they need to make sure all those features work properly with the client's request and any other requirements the client has asked for. Now, how does Stack Overflow help their coders complete the project? Believe it or not, professional programmers sometimes may need help with their code. They may not know what they're supposed to do for a problem, and going online and searching up for examples on how to do what they need is the best action to make instead of sitting there pulling their hair out struggling to complete their assigned task. And the best place to look for help is Stack Overflow. And if you find someone else who's had the same problem as you can either A, copy their code and put it in your project and just call it a day, or B, copy their code, revise it, tinker with it to make sure you have what your needs and call it a day. And which leads to an alternative method of using Stack Overflow in your coding is you may have a long, convoluted process, but you can't get the job done. But sometimes there might be Stack Overflow with a better algorithm that can get your process done a lot quicker, and it saves memory, it saves computing power. Their solution you find online, and you may want to have your solution you find online to make your code just function better. Now, how does Stack Overflow hinder progress? Like I said, directly copying code from Stack Overflow will oftentimes be not exactly what you're looking for, because oftentimes you're not going to find the literal exact problem. You're going to only find something close. And if you just directly copy the something close, there's going to be some small problems with your code. And if you don't fix that, that's going to leave some huge issues, which can lead to some major bugs. And especially when you're connecting many files like you do in a huge program, if you don't edit your files you copy from Stack Overflow, it can be pretty bad. Now let's look at this second goal for a successful software company, and that's complete the project on time. And a company needs to complete a project when they say they'll do so. It's like if you have a deadline, if you're paid in a contract to have your electrical bill, your electric fixed, and your electrician needs to come on January 1st, and they don't, that's violating their contract, and it's something pretty serious for their business. And the same thing goes for a software development company. If the client it puts in their contract that you need to have a date, if you need to have, let's put an example, let's put April 1st. If you don't have your code done by April 1st, then there's going to be some serious problems, because that pushes their release back of their app, and they lose money if they don't have their app input for customers. So thus, completing your project on time is a very crucial for software development. And how does Stack Overflow save time? Well, it's pretty obvious. Copy pasting code you find online is obviously faster than typing it from scratch. Just imagine you try and type a 2,000 word essay you type a 2,000 word essay, or you can find a 2,000 word essay online and copy paste it in. This could lead to some issues with the original owner being upset if you don't source their work properly, which sometimes doesn't happen and can lead to some problems if they don't cite their source properly. But it still is a lot faster than directly typing your code in fast. And also, even if you have your 2,000 word essay, you may want to rewrite a paragraph. You may want to rewrite a few sentences, change a few words, but it's still going to be faster than typing your 2,000 word essay by yourself from scratch. And even if you type your 2,000 word essay, you're still going to need to revise it. So it is still directly copying from Stack Overflow to make your rough draft just something you find on the internet is a lot faster than typing your rough draft out. So you're going to need to revise both anyways. Let's look at the third goal of a successful software company. And the third goal is ensure your software is safe. Businesses need to protect the private data of their customers. And in software development, this is very, very huge. And depending on what app you are developing. If you're developing a banking app, you could be holding your customers' lives in your hand, because if they lose their money due to some hacker stealing their life savings, their life can be ruined, and if you don't do your computer security properly. So it is, and the same thing goes to if you have your personal location, if you have all sorts of different things that you don't want to have in a hacker's hand. It is very, very crucial that you secure your data properly, because that can get your client in major trouble if you don't do that properly. Because if you develop an app for, let's say, Target, and if your Target app gets hacked, Target's going to get in a lot of fire for losing the data, and they're not going to be very happy, and your software development company is going to get ruined, because Target is a huge company, and it can put you through a lot of crap because you ruined them. How does Stack Overflow impact computer security? In computer security codes found on Stack Overflow are especially vulnerable to hackers. Hackers know what the most common computer security defenses are, and they do have scripts and algorithms to run to bypass them. And so if you copy and paste a common defense algorithm you find on the internet, there's also going to be answers on how you bypass what you find on the internet. So therefore, it is very important for a software development company to type out their computer security by hand and not copy what they find on the internet. And the same thing goes for AI-generated code, because hackers also have algorithms to bypass AI-generated firewalls and networks computer security protections too. So it is very important that you type out computer security protections yourself instead of using Stack Overflow. And this leads to the big question: should companies use Stack Overflow or not? In my words, I think Stack Overflow is a tool. Use it properly and it can greatly reward you. However, you also know how to not use it. Let's bring in a hammer. A hammer can be very helpful to a carpenter. However, a hammer can also whack your fingers on a hammer, and it can hurt you pretty bad. So the same thing goes for Stack Overflow. It can save you a lot of time and lead you to a lot of correct answers, but it can also ruin you if you use it for computer security. If you don't revise what you can just directly copy it, directly copying, which leads to a lot of bugs. Therefore, if you revise what you find in Stack Overflow and use it as a rough draft, and you create your computer security from scratch, I believe that using Stack Overflow is a great resource for a programmer to use if you use it smartly.